hit the subscribe button.
What is inflation and why you should care? Inflation is the general upward price movement of goods and services in an economy. If you put this simply, it is a general increase in prices. So why is this important? This is important because as price rises, your purchasing power decreases. So unless you have obtained a raise that matches or exceeds inflation, your purchasing power is being eroded. A simple example of inflation is the price of an item 10, 15 years ago. I could remember when a can of soda from a soda dispensing machine was only 25 cents. Today, you'll be lucky to find a can of soda from a soda dispensing machine for $1.50. My friends, that is inflation. This also shows how much your purchasing power has decreased. 25 cents cannot buy what it used to. As prices rise, you're able to purchase fewer goods and services with the same amount of money. As inflation rises, purchasing power decreases, costs of living increases, and economic growth may potentially decrease. If prices increase and consumers cannot purchase goods and services, guess what happens next? Without a pay increase, consumers will not be able to purchase goods and services at the same rate that they did in the past. If consumers do not purchase goods and services, companies providing these goods and services will not be able to be profitable and may even begin to go into debt or more debt than they typically go into. Companies that do not make profits, well, this is expected. Over time, they reduce staff and may eventually go out of business. As such, unemployment may rise and further exacerbates economic hardships because without a job, consumers will purchase less and the cycle continues. So why do we have inflation? Many believe that inflation is a result of when there's too much money supply in the economy. Essentially, when money supply growth outpaces economic growth. What this means essentially is as money becomes more available, prices rise. It becomes a matter of products are sold at the prices that the market is willing to pay. With increased money supply, some in the marketplace will be able to pay the increased price, but not all. With income inequality, there will be a class of folks that will be able to absorb increases in prices. But when inflation rises dramatically, the effect of inflation will be more apparent. Most in the middle class and lower class will not be able to obtain pay raises that will allow them to continue living at the same level that they once did. If anything, once the cycle begins, the middle and lower class will likely be affected the most, meaning when businesses begin to lay off workers or go out of business, the middle and the lower class will be most affected. So who are the winners and losers? As asset prices increases during an inflationary period, those who own assets will likely benefit. For example, those who own precious metals, real estate, and stocks. In fact, some borrowers may benefit as well if they have locked in low interest rates. For borrowers, their asset price increases, but their rates are locked in. The losers are often those on a fixed income, as they will be unable to afford goods as prices increase. But in an inflationary environment, things can change very fast as uncertainty increases. So what's the fix? To slow down inflation, governments typically try to reduce the money supply. This can be done in a number of different ways, but one method is typically used. Increasing interest rates. As interest rates increases, it costs more to borrow money. It costs more to do business, and as such, less money is in the marketplace. Of course, these policies must be balanced. As money in the marketplace is reduced, credit may tighten. Businesses may not be able to borrow money, and in fact, may not be able to make payroll or invest in growth. This may lead to a recession, leading to layoffs and business closures. To put simply, monetary policy is complex. However, knowledge is power. Again, inflation is the overall general upward price movement of goods and services in an economy. If you put this simply, it is an increase in prices. So why is this important? As mentioned, this is important because as prices rise, your purchasing power will decrease. Unless you have obtained or will obtain a pay increase that matches or exceeds inflation, your purchasing power will be eroded. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel.